Hello everybody, this is Jacob from Wedge Me This, and I got a $1,000 bankroll here. Again, that really doesn't matter for this video as much as what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to expand on toolbox video number 2, which is the come progression. So some of the things I want to talk about before I even get into any of this is that I put this video out a long time ago, and I talked about come progressions a long time ago, and it caught on recently. Some other people, they started doing a come progression, and they were trying to use it on a craps list table and just go up, way up. And in theory that works, but eventually you get caught on that. Like anything else, you get to where, you know, if you're a bankroll maxed out on the table, you have $5,000 bets on everything, and a 7 comes and you lose. All right, so again, that on the craps list table, the come progression, the way that a lot of people were talking about it, it will work most of the time. There's that one time it's going to wipe you out. But that's not really exactly what my come progression video was about. And so I'm going to explain a little more on what the come progression is and why I use it and why it's useful. All right, so the first thing first is most of the time the come progression is based around it's kind of a way out of a hand. It's kind of like an exit plan. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 110 inside for 3 hits, press, and then I'm going to pull down and start a come progression. All right, so I'm just going to randomly roll here. This is just you watching the game. You threw your 110 out there to set a point. We got 12. We're just waiting on a point, and then we'll go. 7, that's nothing for us. And we got a 5. Okay. So now we're looking for 3 hits. We're going to press, and then we're going to start our come progression. There's the 8, 35. Press our 6, 30 here. Throw that on the 5. There's the 6, so we just won 70. This is hit number 2. And guys, this strategy isn't what I'm necessarily telling you should play. What I'm saying is that this is something you could do. Hit number 3, we're not there yet. We rolled a 10. Got a 9. Okay, so that's a $70 9. Okay, so bam. You did all this, got all these hits in. All right, so this is a way you save your money, okay? So we hit the 9. Rack it up. We're gonna pull the 9, okay? What do we have out there? We have 120, 140, 165, all right? So what have we won? Well, we pulled the 9 down, so really what we've racked is only $10 total, all right? So you take and say, okay, I'm gonna start my come progression here, right here, $25, right? That covers part of that. All right, so let's see what happens. There's 12. That's terrible there. I mean, that's worst case scenario. All right, next come progression, we're going to drop our 6 down in half. So this is like an exit plan. There's the 5. It's going to travel. All right, next come progression, we'll be on the pass line here. We're going to go to $30. There's the 10. Okay, so we have 55 out there, so we're going to go to the $60. This is just enough to cover our bets. And there's the 7. So right there, we were on the 10, right? I think we're on the point of 10. All right, so the come progression, we regressed our money, and now the come progression allowed us to stay in the game, but we were covering the 7 each time. And so bam, we end up with $100 and roughly $50 profit, as opposed to just leaving our money out there. And yeah, we would have had a hit or 2 more, but we would have lost all that profit. All right, so let's roll it again. Let's show it again. All right, same thing, 110 inside. But this time we're going to do it on a roll count as opposed to press. All right, so we're going to say our average roll count is 6. All right, so we're going to go 6 rolls. At that point, we're going to start our come progression, pulling out of the game, but playing back through the come. All right, got a 5, new point. That's roll number 1. Roll number 2 is a 9 for 35. Roll number 3 is a 4. Roll number 4 is a 3. over 5 is a 7. Okay, so we lost there. Might have made our roll count a little too big. All right, so let's try it with a roll count of 4 this time. And so I'm going to just show a different version of the come progression. All right. We're looking for after the come out. So after the come out, 3 more rolls. There's a 5. Okay, so now we're looking for 3 more rolls. There's an 8. It's a winner. 35. So keep track of what we won here. 7. Not even getting to where we need to be. But again, that's all just part of the game. You're not always going to have perfect runs. Sometimes it's going to go short. Sometimes they're going to go long. Sometimes it's going to go right in the middle. What we're doing is trying to build the come progression. All right, we got a 6 is the point. 9, $35. All right, save it. And the reason I'm putting it over here, because that's going to be part of what we look at. There's the 8, $35. All right, one more roll. We got the 5. Okay. So right there we got a 35, 35, and 35. That's $105. Okay. Or not. Sorry about that. This is 90, $105. Yeah. All right. What do we have out here? We have 110. So we just rolled the 5. We're going to pull the 5 down. I'm going to put 15 in our come progression. So with our 30 or our 105 we have out there in profit that we won, we're adding 15. That's more than we have out there. All right, so this come progression, no matter what happens in this roll right here, even for roll 7, we're gonna make a little more here and we're gonna lose those. But remember, we already won 105. All right, so this is just the way you push right back through the hand. All right, there's a 10. All right, so now you don't necessarily have to cover that 15, but you should go up a little bit. So we're gonna go to 20. And this is just covering what we're doing. And there's that 7. Okay, so this is gonna pay you back. So you won 105 if you remember, and you lost 80. You were able to still stay in the hand. If it would have kept rolling long, you would have had a bunch of come bets out there and you would have still been making money. All right. Let's look at another version of the come progression. And this is the constant, the all the time come progression. All right. So we're going to start with a $15 line bet. 9. Okay. So this next level, you can either do it Fibonacci style, where it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, and so on and so on. Or you can just say, okay, I got 15 there, and you can just bump it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go 20. Got the 4. All right, so right here we have 35, all right? So if we go to 40, we got it covered. We're gonna win $5, right? There's the 7. 10, 20, 30, 40. Start over. Why is this effective? Because you're always controlling the 7. You're always in control of that 7. All right, now the horn numbers can beat you. And so I don't count the come out losers usually against come progressions. I'm just going to do it all the time. It's just the cost of doing business. There's 20. And there's the 10. Okay, so now we're at 35 on the board again. And all we're doing is trying to cover what's out on the board. There's the 12. That's brutal. Now you might want to consider that here, because you did lose 40 in the hand. So maybe you want to go to 75 on this one. And there's an 11. All right, so you got it all back. What you lost, the 40 plus that additional 15. All right, so remember that. So you don't got to go stay at 75 to cover that. You can drop down back down to 40. And this is something that when the guys were exploring doing it on the craps list table, they weren't keeping in mind the times they were making money, that you didn't have to go back with all the money. And that's something that, and there's the 7. That's something that will make the come progression work better for you if you realize that you don't have to go back with all the money. If you keep trying to double it all the time and you're not keeping track of your wins, then you're eventually going to get caught with all your money out there. All right, so let's run through this again. I wanted to hit a couple numbers is what I'm looking for. All right, 20. And there's the 6. All right, so that's 35 out there. We're going to go to 40. Oops. And there's the 10. Okay, so now we have 35 and 40, which is 75. All right, so maybe we'll go to 80. Just making sure if we roll 7, we're winning. And there's the 11. All right, so okay, this is a good example. All right, we have out here at risk 35, 75, but we just won $80. All right, just keep that in mind. You just won $80, and you only have 75 at risk. You could just stay here no matter what this hand. You're profitable. You're at least $5 profitable if you don't put no more money out there. All right, but we don't got to go the whole $75 here. We could drop down. We could drop all the way back down to table minimum or whatever. We're going to drop it down to a quarter. All right, because if the roll goes long, we want to be involved. There's a 12. Okay, remember we're still okay. We won $80. And there's the 6. Okay, so we're going to win. This is going to travel. All right, so now in this hand we've won $120 and lost 25, essentially. All right, so do we have to cover all that? No, we don't. We can stick with the quarters if we want. We can go 30. Okay, here's 25. Maybe we'll bump it up to 30. We're just trying to stay in the hand in case it goes long. We want to stick around and make money. All right, so what do we have? 50, 75, 95, 100, 110. But we've made at least 100. So we don't think about these things. Keep that in mind when you're doing this. All right, so we can go down to 50 and still be just fine if we roll a 7 here. And boom, there's that 7. All right, so yeah, it looks like we lost all this money, but we really didn't, because remember, we won all that money in between there. We can get our little $50 back here, and we're up, you know, 75 bucks. And so, guys, those are a lot of the things you got to pay attention to during the come progression. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot a 678, $1,000 678. Then I'm going to shoot it with a 3 hits plan, and then move into a come progression, and so I can show you why I like to do what I do. All right, lay that 10, 2, 3, 3, 2. Here we go. We got a 4, perfect. All right, pull our lay down. We don't need it up there now. All right, we got a 4. Spread that across the numbers. Okay, we got 135 against 100. We're going to put 100 out there in odds, so it's 150 against 100. All right, we don't want to roll the 4, so I like to shoot the 6, 5, 5, 6. Just personal stuff. This is all personal to me. Here we go. There's a 3. This isn't helping us. Really didn't want to see those numbers. Here we go. There's the 8, hard 8. $35 winner. I'm going to press. Remember, I'm only looking for 3 hits, and then I'm going to start into my come progression. 6, 5, 5, 6. There's the 8 again. All right. So that's 35 plus 14 is 49. I'm going to pay it as 49. That way I have some 1s, because I want to bump both of them up one more. And let's hit number 2. Bump that up. I'm going to collect some. All right, 6, 5, 5, 6. So the reason I like to go into the come progression after a few shots is because I should be getting closer to the 10. I mean to the 7. There's a 10. We're going to drop $1 for 50. All right, so right here, this was my third hit. So I'm going to pull this 10. I'm going to pull it down here to the come. All right, I'm going to pull this. All right, so even if I lose here, remember I've already won some money. All right, I've pressed some money, but if this come moves to the 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, it's going to move. That money's going to pay. I'm going to pull that place, and so this is where the come bet and the come progression will get you out of a hand cheaply. Right? It'll get you out of the hand. Ouch. We obviously weren't supposed to roll the 4. Right? Gonna lose there. That's fine. We're gonna stick with this progression. No. All right. So in this case, if I'd have gotten knocked off with my cover bet, right, I'm gonna take these all down to the minimum. That way I have my profit that I got from the 3 hits. All right. Now we're gonna put a line bet. This covers that. Remember, this is covered by the ones you won already. So this is covered by that, and then we did lose that $100. Obviously, we don't want to do that a whole bunch. I'm going to keep shooting this 6, 5, 5, 6. And there's the 7. Okay. So what's going to happen here? It's going to pay there. No big deal. Keep going. We're going to still work this come progression through. We did roll a 7 there, and I could choose easily to go back up on the don't after seeing that 7. All right, so we're on the 5, right? So I'm going to move that down. Here we go. And there's the 11. Okay, so that's a quarter. We've made a quarter on this come progression. So what we can do is you can take this and stack it, rack it, whatever you want to do, pull one down, whatever, because you're trying to get out of the hand with your bigger money and stay in the hand with the come bets, because the come bets protect you from the 7. And there's the 5. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about being able to stay in the hand. See, we're hitting numbers. All right, we're hitting them. Gonna be off on these come out. Why would I be off here? Because this protects this. All right, no reason to have these at risk. And there's that 7. You see how that's protecting us? This is essentially a comeback, guys. It's protecting us. And this longer roll here, we're taking advantage of it still because we're still out there. We're just out there cheaply. And there's the 6. Okay, take that straight down into a come. And there's the 8. Right, so this is going to travel. That's going to win 35. We're going to pull that down. Look, we just won 35. Do we have to put it all out there? That 35 covers that, you know? So we're going to go. We don't have to cover 30, 55, 60. You know, we don't have to cover 85. We just won 35. So I'm just going to go to 50. Rack 15. You don't have to cover those like that. You can cover it with your profit as well. And there's that 11. That's a $50. So now we're playing out on the board for free. We've covered that. Between the 35 and that 50, we've covered that. So I'm going to drop that down to a quarter. There's no reason to keep attacking that money. No reason to keep trying to protect if you just won. You're protecting it with your profit. All right? So right here, you got a couple options. If it's me, I'm going to pull my 9 off and I'm going to put it through the come. All right, that's what I'm going to do. You could have just added money out there. You could have rolled for it, whatever. But this is what I like to do. This gets me out of the hand pretty cheaply. Okay, so if I just saw that right there, I know I've already made a couple wins. I'd look at my rack. All right, am I up? Let's trade this in for a black chip. Am I up? There's my 1,000. In my rack, I'm up 50, 60 bucks. All right, I got another 100 on the board almost, 80 on the board. I'm just gonna let this roll out. Now you can stick with the come progression here, you're fine, no problem. You got 100 or 50 in the rack, 60 in the rack in the profit, so you know you're in the profit, right? Out here, if you want to protect any of that, sure, you know, you could go a quarter, 30, 40, you could go the whole 80 if you wanted, but then you're putting yourself at risk again. If you go more than this, what's in profit, then you're at risk again. So do you want to do that? Let's go with 25, all right? Make sure that's 25, okay? We're protecting $25 more in case we roll a 7 here, which we did. So that was a good move. All right, boom, that's gonna pay there. So we're gonna lose the 55, not a big deal. All right, so we're at 75, 83 in the profit. Not bad after getting knocked off for 100, remember? But anyways, guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me This, and that's what I like to do during that combat progression, and I hope you guys like it. Y'all have a great day.